everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Happy New Year's, everybody. In today's late-season matchup, we have two teams who have victory on their minds. It's the Bears going up against the Buccaneers. So for the call of this Week 17 matchup, let's send it out to our broadcast team, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. While the skies may be ominous, there's never a bad day for football. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Chicago Bears and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now the first carry for Doug Martin. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. The wide receivers, often a very, very talented group, and that's the case here.
And they don't mind showcasing it either. Those guys love to be flashy, love to make big plays out in the open field. They will attempt to do so in this game.
And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get it right before this game. And I think they have to be happy with the result.
Left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. A gain of 6 there on first.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Now a second down throw for Fitzpatrick. It's caught by Mike Evans. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here's Thomas. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. We see this offense, and we see Jeremy Langford, certainly a guy to watch in this game.
He plays a game with great determination, Brandon. In college, he played multiple positions before settling in at running back. He made the right choice.
The first carry for the tailback, Jeremy Langford. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag. Completed it very well.
This is Langford on 1st and 10. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The starting 11 defensively for Tampa Bay.
Joe McCoy is one of the top defensive tackles in the league. Always a threat to go to the Pro Bowl, especially because of his pass rushing ability.
Here we go.
He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. And a play like that, with how far he had to go to make that sack, shows how athletic defensive ends have become in the NFL.
And not just athletic, this is coached in a big way. Run to the football at all times. How about never giving up on it and pursuing all the way across the field?
Out of the gun now on third down. Escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They've got to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
On 1st and 10, Fitzpatrick. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Drops it off to Martin. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Goes underneath to Martin, and he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Defensively, the starters for Chicago, and they feel like they've got a big-time disruptor in Leonard Floyd from Georgia.
And when the draft process began, there was a mixed bag of opinions about Leonard Floyd. But as time went on and he tested and people saw him work out and they saw the sheer athleticism, people realized they better move fast to get him, and the Bears did, moving up in the first round to number 9 to pluck him.
One receiver to the left is Evans. To throw, Fitzpatrick. Flushed out right. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on 2nd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Fitzpatrick again. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Pernell McPhee in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. And Aguayo able to knock it through. And that will make it 10-0 here in the first. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive only yields 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to move the football, but the defense stiffened once their backs were to the end zone, and they were able to hold them to just 3.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. And that's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
They'll set up to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And his throw here's incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground.
Let's go!
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added onto their lead, but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Now a run with Martin, and he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter of play. And ready now for 2nd and 9. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving. The Bears have put an extra defender in the secondary on 3rd down.
Yep, they're in the nickel. He's got Evans. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
2nd down, looking to throw. Fitzpatrick. That is caught inside the 5. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They'll run for it with Martin. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Now that was a terrific play. We're down here near the goal line, and only one word comes to mind for me, and that's overwhelmed, because they absolutely overwhelmed the offensive line.
And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Mike Evans with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. And he's got it up and through. After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. This is fielded at the goal line. Look at the spin. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots, but we'll see all that.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback right in the face of him.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line. It's a sack.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on third down after that sack. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Here's Thomas. He's going to let this one go deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Keith Tandy. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in the...
Mike Evans, he's going to go. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Let's go!
Langford again. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let him run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They played so well throughout this entire game.
Surveying the field. He sets to fire deep. So they took a shot there on 3rd down. Couldn't get it. Now it's 4th. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Now Randall. A beautiful fake. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Second down, Fitzpatrick. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it'll bring up 3rd down. And you would have to think an obvious passing situation here on 3rd and 9. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Throwing Fitzpatrick over the middle to Evans. And you as a former defender should know that the referees are watching this closely. Defensive holding.
They watch it awfully closely. I sure wish they'd let it be 5.5 yards like they do for the offensive guys. But in this case, they were strict with the rule.
Following the penalty, Martin. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed. And that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage. Normally, he's pretty reliable. He usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. Now Fitzpatrick, and that is incomplete. The intended target, the tight end, Austin Seferian-Jenkins. And it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And it's taken in at the 9. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They'll get 17 yards there. And it'll be 1st down Bears. 1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. They go play action here on 1st down. Going up top. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Noah Spence in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes. The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the 1st half.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going deep this time for Miller. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Fitzpatrick now on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Fitzpatrick. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. The 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Austin Safarian Jenkins. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And this Buccaneer offense is running away with this one. Whoa. He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. Another extra point opportunity here. And they're able to up the lead by 1 more. After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. This is fielded at the goal line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And in week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. They'll run with Langford to begin the drive. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also...
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Deep drop. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown one interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call it.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So we've reached halftime here. Hey, you. Yeah, you. John. Why'd you skip Larry's halftime? I'm just kidding. I don't know who you are. But if you're John, I bet you're pretty freaked out for a second. All right, let's get to the third quarter. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Here's Thomas. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Hey, you got 3. Let's go.
Back to the ground, this time Langford. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards on the pickup, and the Bears are going to get a first.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-round. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half. Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
That throw has to be a quarterback's dream, doesn't it? Big tight end, curling in the middle of the field, so it's great sight lines for him. And when they show their numbers back to the quarterback, when they sit down right there, that should be pitch and catch.
No gain on the play there, second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. Well, they tried to swing it on left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
And he dropped it. Now it was tipped, altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it, and now 4th down. Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And that is no good. He hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Fitzpatrick on 1st down. Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Call it a gain of 13 yards on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll run it. Here's Martin. And he's got the 1st down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Fitzpatrick. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Mike Evans, 26 yards. And this Buccaneer offense, they're running away with this one. And this one through the uprights and good. Flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
They keep it on the ground with Langford. Back-to-back one-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and has been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
They'll set up a throw. They go screen play to Langford. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down. Third down now following the completed pass. They'll try to run for the first with Langford. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
He'll look to throw, and he's got his man on the out route. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And room there to work it inside the 25. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Here we go.
On second down, Langford. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did. We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
Let's go. Brand 38. Here we go. Brand 38.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. And the yellow flag hurts this offense, and now they face a tough 3rd down.
Ohio. Let's go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got time. This will be caught inside the 10. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target. What a game this defense has played. They're pitching a shutout, so it'll be fun to watch down the stretch to see if their defensive coordinator continues to be as aggressive as he's been all game long.
Again, it's Langford, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says try something different, try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Myers able to knock it through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now, and they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front, or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. On 2nd down, Martin, and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him. When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, You know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
Double tight. Double tight. Even. 4 down. Even. Ready.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish,